So today on the bench, I thought we'd take a look at this Wowstick. And this was sent to me from Banggood, and I really appreciate them sending it to me. They contacted me about sending me some things to look at, and they said they liked some of the repair videos and look inside and reviews. And they said they would be glad to send some products for us to look at. So once they said they agreed to me actually looking inside if we need to and just giving an honest review, I told them I would love to see this Wowstick, and they agreed, and they sent it right out. So I do really appreciate that. Little screw pad, so that's going to be magnetic. Pretty neat there. Little magnetic case. Everything's wrapped up extremely well. We'll take a closer look at these in a little bit. My dual screwdriver. Oh yeah, I really like that. Got 3 LEDs. I really like the size of this a lot. A charging port. So this was X1 in the bit group, X2, X3. I'm really excited about the number of bits this comes with. This is going to be so handy on the bench. The sheer number of bits this comes with is just fantastic. I've been actually wanting to get one of these for quite some time. So here you go. Here's a quick X1, X2, X3 together here. And it's so helpful that they got the list of exactly what's in each tube. So hopefully I won't get that mixed up. I'm a base or the accessory. Oh yeah, that's the cool base. It shows this thing sitting in the base. Hopefully it'll show that. That's gonna be so nice. Won't take up much room. Just standing up like that. Looks like they give you room for the bits there. Keep one in it if you need to. A toolbox. A charging cable. Little suction cup tool. Screws. A guitar pick. Now a spudger tool. Oh, and a magnetizer and a demagnetizer. Pretty cool. Quick look at the manual here. You can pause that if you want to. So 69 in 1. So we can, it looks like, put it in a case here with some accessories and have it stored or in a toolbox or carrying bag like that, as well as on the counter. That is pretty cool. So I think before we go much further, I will go ahead and charge it up before we even test it out, just to make sure we're fully charged before we even go much further with the review. Well, that's fantastic. That's actually a little bit bigger job than I had planned to do with this, but it took care of it no problem. And it looks like one thing I was wondering about if it had extension or longer bits, and it does. So they really have thought of just about everything here. I like that length a lot because some screws is going to be a little bit harder to get to, and that should just help out tremendously. And I think even with the regular bits in here, we'll still fit in our holder. You might see that used on the bench quite a good bit in the future. I want to see how to get into this. I don't want to destroy it, that is for sure. It's too nice for that. Ha ha! Ha ha! It looks like it basically has keys, these little half moon shaped keys stuck in each side, and they look like aluminum, but they are steel. So if you magnetize your screwdriver, either a big magnetizer or even the one that comes with it for that matter, you keep playing around until it does pull out, which that's pretty neat. Just have to see which way it goes from here. Oh, there's something. Okay, it did slide out, but I am caught. I'm assuming that's the charging wire. We're starting to see a look inside here. I just want to keep trying to get this charging end cap off, but even the spudger tool is making a mess of it, like it might be glued on, and I hate that. I do not want to destroy this thing. That is absolutely just a painted on line. That is not any kind of separation, which is exactly what I originally thought. Just trying to get this to be a little more pliable. I just got this on 100 degrees C, so. No. I hate it boogered up the aluminum right there. But I'm assuming this is glued in. Got the budge, but it's still stuck. So that was not what I was expecting. I thought that was just a black plastic cover, and it was not. So I'm wondering if all that should have came together. Well, no, it's definitely a ridge there. Definitely a ridge. So I'm gonna have to fix that and file it down just a little bit. Take a look at this cool little lithium-ion cell, would you? 3.7 volt lithium-ion. No other specs that I can tell. That's really cool. So here's a little charging board, which I nearly destroyed. Just plugs in like so. And our battery was actually down in here like so. And this is actually what was holding this in there. This little small curved metal piece like a key. Slid in like so. As it slides into the groove. Other than a magnet, I don't know how you would get that out if it got a little stubborn, because I caught the devil with one of them, but I think when I tried to get it with my screwdriver tip, I pushed it further back. For some reason, this one doesn't have as long a slot as this one does. So I actually was trying off camera to see if I could run this around and push it back. Of course, the groove doesn't go that far, so that will not help at all. Let's plug this back up so we can watch it work here. We got a little ribbon cable here going out to a LED ring. We see that our push buttons are built onto the back of our little control board. We got, it looks like a LED driver chip and a little transistor there. That board looks to be glued in, and there's no part number on that chip, by the way. Little 8-pin U2 chip. That is a little retainer for a gearbox there. We don't want that to pop up as we're running it. Look at there, all metal gears. Get a lot of torque out of a tiny motor. .4056 H919T. So we are fully charged here. I sure do hate I messed up this end piece, but we're going to put this back together. I did file it off, and I just trimmed up the edges that was all jagged. It's going to be a weird shape. Instead of a how-to, I guess it's how-to by process of elimination. So we got all this back together, and we're just going to push it back in here. This aluminum channel does have grooves in it, so it won't let it turn a whole lot, then it lines up. So you can't twist this when you go to take it out or push it in. And if I had it to do over again, since this was flush and I couldn't get a hold of it, I guess I should have used some of my industrial adhesive, double-faced adhesive. I might could have stuck it on there, and then maybe stuck something like this over that adhesive, and I might could have actually pulled this straight out, because this is grooved. It does have a little key right here, if you can see that. So twisting on this is why I kind of marred up the edges when I finally got the back out. So pushing this through, we should be able to hook up our battery charging board like so. Just make sure that's the battery and the board's plugged in well. Should be able to put our battery in a little sleeve there. And this slides in a groove. And then a screw goes back on here. Just goes in that groove. Looks like we're lined up pretty good there in that groove. To attempt to put these little keys in, I might have to get these started with some pliers, I'm not sure. maybe like so. Yep, that did get it started. Oop, as I slid that out, it rolled right around and lined up and went right around in there. You can see that. We'll do the same thing to the other side. We'll be right back. So there we go, we got it back together. No fatality, but I wish I would not have messed that end up. Knowing how to get that off will help tremendously if you ever got to take one apart. So more of a how not to than a how to, but there you go. So the first thing I showed with this was taking out screws really beyond its limits probably. Just wanted to test it out with something I had on the bench here. Got to give a little bit of help, probably way more than this is designed for. I got plenty of things that'll take the big screws out. What's cool about this one, when you come into something similar to this and you just got so many of these small screws to take out, that's just going to be tremendously helpful. That's just fantastic. Now, I don't show a whole lot of videos of working on smaller stuff, but I do quite a good bit of it. It's just that YouTube's flooded with how-tos on iPads and phones, and I've done a couple. They don't do all that great. You got people out there like Jerry Rig everything, and there's people that do all kind of phone teardowns, so they're well established and been out there for years. So I do stick more with smaller tools and electronics repairs typically, and really love looking at tools that I think's interesting. And for the last few years, I've been buying a lot of tools, of course, with my own money, like this, for example, that I think's neat and economical for us to use here on the bench and share it. And now places like Banggood is actually offering to send things for us to do and look at. And so far, they're happy with us looking inside, giving our just true opinion of it. And I honestly got nothing negative to say about it. To me, you can't beat it when you get it with all these bits. It's going to be so handy to have on your workbench. But if for some reason the $35, $36 price range of this typically is more than you want to put in a small or miniature or micro precision screwdriver, for about half price, you can get this with a lot less, maybe 17 bits, 16 or 17 bits. I'll try to have a picture of it up here, but there'll be a link in the description if you're interested. But so you can't beat that for about half the price. I mean, you're still getting the Wowstick and probably your most used bits. But I don't think you can go wrong getting all the bits and everything that goes with this for the price. So very happy with it. I appreciate Banggood partnership with me there and giving it to me to take a look at and test out. If you found this video helpful, this review helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing. Thanks for watching, and God bless.